Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Sheila Fawson.
I'm Greg Fawson. We're the producers.
I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia. I will be doing the readings today.
I'm Jake Fernandez.
And I'm Susan Clark, here to do the music for us this morning.
Yay. Let's get started with the evocation. So if you would, close your eyes and join me by recognizing that one power, one presence that dwells within every being on this planet and beyond, knowing that we are all one. And on this day, we celebrate that oneness through this service and through our actions and through everything we have to give. And so I know that this service unfolds in its glory and splendor, that each person that's contributing does it with excellence, and that we're all get exactly what we came here to get.
That's right.
And for this and so much more, I'm eternally grateful, so very grateful to know it is complete. And there's nothing for us to do but experience it. Mm-hmm. And so, giving thanks, I let it be, and together we say,
and
so it is.
So, yes. Susan.
And so, yes.
I'm
going to start out with a chant. It's by Ricky Byers. And I bet you some of you know it. And if you don't know it, you will know it by the time I'm finished. So please sing along with me if you feel like it. It's called Pour Yourself in Me.
Mm-hmm.
Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Pour your joy. Pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Shine your light in me. Shine your light in me. Shine your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me. Shine your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, sing your song in me. Sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Dance and smile. Dance and smile in me. Dance and smile into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Dance and smile in me. Dance and smile into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Whoa, wonderful Spirit.
Yay.
Yay. That was so beautiful.
It was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brought back many memories.
Yeah.
I bet it did. Yes.
Good
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, good ones.
Good ones.
Good.
Okay, we got some business to take care of, and then we'll be back to get another song.
Yay.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and you can get the links there. You can get the affirmations and the prayer that Stephan does every week there. And all the things that we're doing are right there on our website. So check it out. And you can also sign up to on the contact to get our email that's got the links and things in it too. So you have it right in your email. And you can request, easy for me to say, you can request prayer there and we'll pray on your request all week. So that's a nice thing too. Today's title is, Do You Want to Dance? Our guest artist you've already met, the wonderful, amazing Susan Clark. And today's reading is from Creative Ideas by Ernest Holmes. And I'm done.
So let's bring Susan forth.
Let's do.
Yes, Susan.
All righty.
It's my mistake, Susan.
I was wondering. I was ready to go. I was following your lead, but I thought, is this right?
We can't read the order of service.
Whoops, so we are going to see.
We're going to
we're going to
Ernestine.
Ernestine.
Okay.
It's just one of those days. It's all okay.
Good morning. I'm going to read the affirmations for the week of March 27th, 2022. Please repeat after me. These are written by Stephan Anthony. Here we go. Eternal peace and joy flow through me here and now.
Eternal peace and joy flow through me here and now.
Recognizing my oneness with spirit, I embrace freedom in my soul.
Recognizing my oneness with spirit, I embrace freedom in my soul.
I experience perfect health and wholeness in my body temple.
I experience perfect health and wholeness in my body temple.
Every person I encounter is touched by the radiance of my being.
Every person I encounter is touched by the radiance of my being.
I deliver the innate I deliver the innate gifts of my heart to the world by all that I do.
I deliver the innate gifts of my heart to the world by all that I do.
The universe guides and supports me every step of my spiritual journey.
The universe guides and supports me every step of my spiritual journey.
And together we say,
And so it is.
okay, as Reverend Valerie mentioned, today's reading is from Creative Ideas by Ernest Holmes. ... Let me speak and answer thou me. Job 12:22. We believe that the mind of God governs all things. We believe that there is a divine intelligence governing and guiding, counseling and advising, causing us to know what to do under every circumstance and at all times, if we will but trust it. Our mind is the mind of God within us. God has no problems, for God is the presence and the power that knows all things and can do all things. If we but take our problem to that high place in our consciousness, it will disappear as we feel the answer is taking the place of the problem. There is nothing that can keep this from happening except our own thoughts of doubt or limitation. Today, I do affirm that I am divinely guided and that the Spirit goes before me and paves the way. There is that within which knows what to do and how to do it, and it compels me to act of what it knows. I accept this guidance as now flowing forth into action through me. Therefore, I shall do what I should do. I shall know that which I need to know. I shall encounter those new ideas that I need with non-resistance and complete acceptance. I let the inward stream of life carry me safely and surely to the accomplishment of my every good purpose. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you.
Thank
Ernest.
you.
Appreciate it. Now we're going to go to
Yeah,
Susan.
now we go.
Here we
Get
go.
to hear another song.
I picked out a song by Leanne Womack this morning. It's a favorite of mine. It's called I Hope You Dance.
Love that.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Time is a wheel in constant motion, always rolling us along. Tell me who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance, I hope you dance. Dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
That just set things in wonderful motion. We appreciate you, and it's practically the talk when you think about it.
I think the thing I was thinking about is like we're all in separate places, and we have been for a while now, and yet we can so feel your consciousness and your awareness and your love when you're singing, and it's just amazing to me that we're not losing that by not having you here, and you are here, and I just it's just amazing to me how much I could feel that and how much I could feel you. And so thank you so much for that.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome. Always a pleasure.
Okay. We'll have some more of Susan a
Yeah.
little later, but we're going to do our thing now. Want to dance?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Think of dance in this with this premise that we're here to dance to the music of pure spirit, and the music is all around us. It's within us. It's everywhere you go. It's just being aware, opening your awareness to that music that is playing in your soul, and recognizing that the music's playing in every soul. It's alive. It's vibrant. It's wanting to move you to places that you never thought you could move. Friedrich Nietzsche. That's the philosopher's name that I wanted to read this quote. He says, "Those who dance are considered insane by those who can't hear the music." And that just hits me. I got chills just reading that just now, because it hits me with such truth that it's easy to, well, I don't think it's easy, but it's easy for some people to sit on the sidelines and watch others dance and thinking that they can't dance, that they can't hear the music. Well, that's just something false that's been put into your head that has no validity and has no purpose for you to accept that. We're here to dance our dance in the most sacred way. I have a couple of stories that I'd like to share with you, because I like to share
I
stories.
know you do, and you're good at it too.
Well, it just seems like the story tells what we're trying to say in a way that hits the heart. This story is about a woman by the name of Barbara Clans, and she was hired by a supermarket chain to come and build customer loyalty within the stores. And she said when she met with this one particular store, she told the people that they should think about creating memories for customers that come into the store, make them want to come back. And she gave this talk, and a month later she gets this call from a 19-year-old boy who's a bagger at the store, and he probably says, "I have Down syndrome, and I have an idea that I like to do, but I'm just a bagger. I don't know if I can do it." And she kind of laughed at that and says, "There's no such thing as just a bagger. You are very special. And so what's your idea?" So he wanted to, what he ended up doing is writing these quotes. He'd find quotes for the day. And if he couldn't find a quote, he'd write one, make one up. And his father would help him put it in the computer and print it out. And then this young man, whose name is Johnny, would cut them up in pieces. And the next day, as people would check out, he'd put the quote into their bag. And then he'd say, "Thank you for shopping with us."
Oh, that was just wonderful. I would love that.
So time went on, and the manager called Barbara and said, "This is unbelievable. His line, the line where the checker, where he's bagging, is 3 times as long as any other line." And this kept building and building, and finally the manager decided that he'd put some more checkers on to keep the backflow from happening. But people would refuse to get into another line because they wanted his quotes. And time went on further, and the store manager called Barbara again and said, this kid Johnny is just working wonders, because now the floral department is giving, anytime there's a broken flower, or if it's broken, the stem's broken, they're pinning the flower to elders or to young ladies.
I would like to shop there.
And it went further. each department started getting invigorated and trying to figure out ways to create these memories for people. And for me, that just shows that this young man heard the music, which came from Barbara, and he did the dance. And they joined together because of who she was, he got inspired. And because of what he did, everybody got inspired. And all it took was a simple little answer to what Barbara had challenged everybody to do. And this story reminded me of something that personally happened to me. It was way long time ago. I was in my 20s, and I was invited to a party at this friend of mine who lived in Berkeley. I was living in San Francisco at the time. So I went to this party, and like any other party, you end up talking to different people. And I talked to this one guy who's about my age. And I don't know how we got on the subject, but he started talking about how he was in college and he really hated it, but he was doing it for his parents because they were paying for it. And he felt responsible that he should go to college. And I asked him, well, what else would you do? And he goes, well, I really want to, I love flowers. I want to open a flower shop. I said, well, why don't you? And he goes, well, I'm in college. I said, well, you can do what your parents want you to do, or you can do your own thing. That's what I do. And so that talk ended, and he lived further up in Northern California someplace. And I didn't hear from my friend for a while. But a few years later, I think it was 2 or 3 years later, my friend calls me up and he goes, guess what? And I go, what? He goes, remember that guy you talked to that was in college and wanted to start a flower shop? I said, yeah. He goes, well, he started a flower shop and he named it after you. He calls it Michael San Francisco Flowers. Like, that just blew my mind. But what's interesting about it is I heard his music and it inspired me to say something. I wasn't trying to make him do anything. I just thought it just made sense. If you love something, seek it. But he ended up doing the dance and expressing the dance as a flower shop. And then even more years later, I become a minister that teaches what I did. I mean, I was at that point where I was saying, follow your dream. That was the minister in me that didn't know he was a minister at the time. So we're all here to dance. And there's never a time in your life where you can't find a new dance. But what I wanted to warn you about is you may hear new music and you may want to try to do your old dances, but that doesn't work. It's like dancing to young people's music, doing the twist or the mashed potatoes to the young people's music. There's new music, there's new dances, and all of us can answer that music within us and just dance. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance and hold my hand? Yeah, let's dance.
Well, I didn't tell one story before you.
Well, no, you go now.
No, I don't want to go. I just want to tell
But
the
I'm
story. When Reverend Michael started telling these stories about the stores, it's like I used to live in Grand Junction, and there was this shoe store that had been there. It was a family-owned store, and had been there for 100 years. And the owner used to call me and say, we're having a sale, and I picked out everything in your size I think you'd like, and they're ready for you to come try on. Well, even if I didn't think I wanted any shoes, I'm quite sure you know that I'll left with several pairs every time. and those things just, I mean, like it was because he knew me, he knew my style, he knew what I wanted, and he went to the trouble to do that. And then there's another store down the street, and they would call me and say, we got some new suits in, and we've put a couple aside, and we're really sure you want these. And I can remember this particular day going, do not hold them because I'm not buying any more suits. So I went in there, quite a while later, and they're like, we saved it for you. And of course I tried it on, and of course it was exactly what I wanted. So I think when we really get, and I don't suppose they treated every customer that way, but that there, in both of those stores, there was that awareness of, you're the reason why we're here and you're the most important thing. And I've walked into shoe stores where they started trying to sell me something I didn't want and just turned around and like walked out. And so there's just such a difference in that awareness of, we're here to serve and not, we're here to sell you something.
Yeah. And it's funny when you do your dance, a lot of times, most of the time, the dance doesn't just happen between two people. You end up with a chorus line, like the kid in the store, everybody wanting to do something, and to make the people coming in have a personal experience that makes them want to come back. And I think we have a local store that we go to because of the practices they do. They hire young people who may be challenged in a certain way, and that inspires me to know that this chain of stores are looking to hire elder people or people who have
Differently challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to go back because I
do too, and I like to stand in their lines too.
Yeah. So we can support other people's dances by acknowledging them and by saying thank you for being conscious. Thank you for being for following your heart. Barbara Clance is a really well-known speaker in the business world, and she's known to the way that this article that I read about her said that she's known for following her heart and her mind. And I think it's important for us to realize that if music is playing within you, to dance, to say yes, because you may not hear it again if you don't step out there and take a chance, because that's what we're here for. Mm-hmm. We're here to dance to the music.
Yeah.
Valerie?
So I think I talked a few weeks ago about reading this book about joy, and it's interviews with Archbishop Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama, and they're together. And their friendship is so palpable in just the conversations in the book that I thought they had spent a lot of time together, but their schedules were so busy. I think I read that this particular time was only like the 6th time they've been together. But the thing that I was reading about last night that I just was, the Dalai Lama is just always happy and always laughing and always joking. And he talks about how difficult it was when they had to leave Tibet and traipse across Tibet into India and get safety from India with the soldiers looking for him. And he hasn't let any of the things that happened dampen his joy. And I can also remember a time when he was talking to a young monk who had some, I can't remember what the situation was, but he really said, do you want to let that thing that happened stop your joy? Mm-hmm. Or, be the person that you came here to be and be that joy. And they were discussing in the parts that I read last night about how every single one of us is on this planet for something. And for us, I was just thinking about what you said about so often we do the things we think we're supposed to do. When we do, it's like you and you go to school, and then you go to work, and then you do this. And then in my case, I did what my mother did. I worked like 90 hours a week, and that was what I was supposed to do. And it takes sometimes something kind of radical happening to send us on another trajectory, which was the place where, well, maybe the trajectory was exactly what it was supposed to be until it changed, and who knows? And that's what it is, and it's all okay. And it's really kind of exciting when you realize, wow, there's this whole other thing out there I'm supposed to be doing, and I can do the thing that brings me joy. And I don't know where I was going with that. It doesn't, I guess work doesn't have to be drudgery. It can also be the thing that gives us joy, and the thing that fulfills us, and the thing that brings us forward. And so, so one of the stories that Dalai Lama told, he's at this religious gathering and all these religious leaders there. And one of the leaders says, "My chair's too short. I'm not sitting tall enough." And so they made him put bricks underneath the chair so he could stand above the other people. And he's like sitting there thinking, he's like, no person is above anybody else. No person is more important than anybody else. Every single person on this planet has their own journey and their own path, and no one is more important. And so he said, I'm sitting there thinking about what would happen if those bricks suddenly slipped and he fell. So that's what he's doing in that meeting, is imagining the bricks falling from that chair. And then the Archbishop said, "So did you accidentally kick him?" And he didn't answer that. I just imagine living in that kind of joy all of the time, where he just feels the spirit, he dances with the spirit, he feels the spirit so intensely that he's just joyous all of the time, regardless of what's going on. And how amazing that is, to just be in that space where I just so get who I am and who I came here to be, that I cannot focus on any of the things that might make me less than joyous, and focus on the joy. What an amazing gift that is. And what an amazing gift he brings to the world in doing that.
Yeah. And you think about when you have, I had this job early in my career where I was a go-go dancer, and this guy set up this machine. It was a keyboard, and the keyboard, each note was connected to a light, so he could play the keyboard and do all these light things. And me and two women were behind the screen. There was a band in front of the screen, and we were behind the screen, the dancers. And he played his keyboard with the band, and the music, we would do the dances. So our reflection was coming through the screen behind the band. And I had so much joy in doing that. When you think about the joy that you get by just getting up and moving your body, and you don't have to be a professional dancer, just getting up and dancing to the music. Yeah. And I compare that to my life journey, to spiritually. Don't be afraid to dance to the music that you hear inside you. Give yourself to the callings that is wanting you to dance with spirit, and know that you cannot make any mistakes. And just by saying yes to the music and getting up and moving and accepting that you are made for this very moment. Yes. You were made for this moment. Yes. This moment isn't a mistake. This moment where you're caught between, should I do this or should I stay the same? That's a sacred moment. And it's a moment of awakening, where you can step forth into your next greater yet to be, and know that this was your destiny, and know that you are blessed by the Holy Spirit that dwells within you by saying yes. Mm-hmm. A simple yes. Mm-hmm. Do you want to dance?
So sometimes I think in our lives, well, I know in mine, that I get kind of zeroed in on a thing. And usually that's not a positive thing. Usually that's a thing that I don't like how it's going, or I don't like what somebody did, or blah, blah, blah. And so think about it like Sheila's a painter, and we look at her paintings and you can look at them really, really close and notice all the details in the close up, but then you can step back and step back and step back and notice the bigger picture and see something entirely different than we saw when we were looking at it close up. And I think we can do that with our lives too. It's sometimes we're looking at such a close perspective that we're getting a little distortion about what's going on. And as we step back and step back and step back and look at the wider perspective, we can understand, oh, I'm exactly where I need to be. And I need to make this decision or that decision or this thing or that thing. And then I'll be going where I want to. And when we're sometimes too close up in our vision of what our perspective is on our lives, sometimes we can't see the bigger picture and the ways we need to go and the choices that we have and the next steps we can take.
Mm-hmm.
And so I also think sometimes we don't know we have the choice of freedom, and we don't, it's like when I was doing what I was doing, working so hard, it is exactly what my mother did. And I just really believed it's like, boy, you go to work and you work really hard and you get successful and you do this thing and you do that thing. And the freedom of choosing what we do and the freedom of saying, I'm not going to be that anymore. I'm going this way and I'm going to live in a path of joy. I don't know where that nose to the grindstone stuff came from anyway. And I also remember, I don't know who was it. Well, I can't remember, but anyway, she was talking and she was like, there's that song, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. And she's like, it doesn't say up the stream. It doesn't say row as hard as you can up the stream. It says gently row down the stream. And she said, there's nothing upstream that you want. And so sometimes when things get really hard, I just hear that voice in my head going, there's nothing upstream that you want. It's like, oh, yeah. So let's just turn this back around and let's just start floating the other way again, too. And it's just a nice reminder for me that sometimes I'm looking at the small detail and looking at what I think I'm supposed to be doing. And so it invites me to step back and look at the bigger picture. And it invites me. Go ahead.
Remember when we had the vision card in Grand Junction, and we visioned for the spiritual center, and there was one person in there who when it come time to share, because we'd sit and we'd vision, and then when we come out, we'd share what came for us in the vision. And it was obvious that this individual had preconceived ideas of what she wanted to do and didn't catch it in the vision. And we all loved her and surrounded her and knew that something would happen eventually. So this one visioning, we're all turned within, and it's time to share. We come out of the vision, it's time to share. And this woman was like, I don't understand why you played that music in the middle of our visioning. It just distracted me, and I was so upset that you started playing music. And we all looked at each other and go, there was no music.
We're not playing music. That was your music.
That was her finally catching the vision, but there was something within her that didn't want to accept that. She didn't want to do the dance. She got the music, but she didn't want to do the dance. She didn't want to take it the next step. And it was okay. Eventually she dropped out of the vision card because she really wasn't getting it. And there's a divine piece of music that's within you right this moment. Mm-hmm. And all it takes is your your attention, and to get up and dance with it, and just experience the glory of who you are and your connection to the one, the only one, the one power, the one presence we call God.
Yes.
God is right where you are, eternally, loving you, encouraging you, playing the music for you to dance. And it just wants to serve you. So allow it. Let it be. And dance. You want to pray?
Yeah, I do. So I just invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And with it, let go of anything that might be concerning you, any to-dos. As we recognize that there is only that one life, that one power, that one presence that is in, as, and through each one of us individually and all of us collectively, because it is all one thing. Even as we look at each other and think we see something separate, it's all one power and one presence and one life and one spirit. And so it is everything and everywhere. It is that's breathing our breath. It is the thinker of our thoughts. It is beating our hearts. It is all that is, in, as, and through everything that is. And so I know for each and every one, for everyone here, for everyone listening and participating with us online, for everyone that catches us later, and for everyone everywhere, I know that there is only this one power and this one presence and this one life, and it is my life and it is your life and it is all life everywhere, and that every single time we look into another's eyes, we're looking at the one power and the one presence and the one spirit. And so I know for each and every one of us, I know love and peace and truth and harmony and abundance and opportunity. And I know safety and compassion and prosperity and oneness and allness and isness. And in absolute gratitude for knowing this, I pass this word to Reverend Michael.
Thank you. And recognizing that the presence of God is right in this moment, playing a tune for you. That special sacred music of the heart and the soul that makes you want to get up and dance. And as you do this, you're giving yourself to that God presence, and you're guided and directed to your highest and yet to be. And as you grow and expand in your goodness and your allness, the world changes a little bit just by answering the call, by knowing who and what you are, and knowing that your life makes a difference in life. And there's so many individuals out there wanting to dance with you. As you open up to your calling, they come forth, and new friendships are made, new relationships are made, new outlooks on life are made, new ideas come forth, and they explode into fruition. So I send out light and love across this planet.
Yes.
Knowing wherever there's conflict,
Yes.
there's peace.
Yes.
Wherever there's lack, there's abundance.
Yes.
Wherever there's pain, there's cures.
Yes.
And I call forth that presence within you to know this truth and join with us that are of this place of peace. And so all those who have asked for prayer in any way, we now join with you, knowing that the prayer is complete and fulfilling itself. You are a sacred being of the Most High, and I rejoice in that. And so with a heart full of gratitude, with a joyful heart, it's now easy to release these words into the love and the law, knowing they are complete and fulfilling themselves in your experience right here and right now.
Yes.
And so with that gratitude, with that eternal thanksgiving, I release, I let go, I let God, and together we say, and so it is.
Oh,
Ashe.
Ashe. And together we say, woo-hoo.
Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared, 'neath the stars above, for a moment all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Holding you, I held everything for a moment. Wasn't I the queen? But if I'd only known how the queen would fall. Hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Yes, my life is better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Do you want to dance?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
You got me crying and chilled. And
Wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. My nose is running.
Thanks so much. It's a little Garth Brooks.
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
might have missed the pain, but I missed the dance.
Yes.
That was incredible.
That was so beautiful.
Good. I'm glad.
So much.
I so appreciate you. You just blow my mind with the music you come up with, just by giving you a title.
You're the one who taught me to let it flow.
Yeah,
And you do.
you do.
Yeah.
We're,
Thank
we're
you.
We're looking forward to one more song after we just take care of some business.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oh my gosh,
I know. I got tears.
I know. So come and dance with us.
Yeah.
The sacred dance of prosperity and abundance, knowing that if you receive something, then show your gratitude and return the blessing. It doesn't have to be much. Sometimes just giving $1 is saying yes to the universe, that you're open to the divine flow that goes out and comes back multiplied all the time. So here's a way you can help support this ministry.
So there's going to be a Venmo code coming up pretty soon. For those of you that use Venmo, you can just use that code. The easiest way to donate is to go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org. There's PayPal out there, and there's another company called Subsplash. You can give one time. You can give little bits, a lot of bits regularly. And we also take checks and cash. So our address is on the website. And I think that's it. You can.
So we're just going to bless the gifts that are here in spirit and the ones that are in the basket. And so join with me by shining your light towards the screen and repeat after me. I am so very grateful, dear Spirit.
I am so very grateful, dear Spirit,
for my life and all the good that is in it.
For my life and all the good that is in it.
It is now my pleasure.
And now my pleasure
to give from my heart.
To give from my heart.
Knowing that it touches many souls.
Knowing that it touches many souls.
Uplifts and inspires. It is so.
It is so.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. Susan, what you got for us now?
We can't wait.
Yeah.
I thought it might be appropriate to end with something a little upbeat that you could actually dance to.
Yeah.
This is a song by Karen Drucker. It's always been one of my favorites. It's just called Shine. All right. So here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Grab your partners. Here we go. Gonna be the first on the dance floor, first to raise my hand, the first to state my opinion, the first to take a stand. I won't play it safe and wait for a sign. I'm gonna throw myself out there and let my light shine. Let it shine, let it shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. I'll be on Oprah and Conan, 60 Minutes and The View. They'll all be talking about me and all the things I do. I'll be the one who sets the bar, the one who's in the know. Folks will come to me to see where fashion trends will go. 'Cause I shine, yes I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Oh, for too many years I hid my light, fearing I was too much and who I was just wasn't right. Then I heard this voice from within and up above saying, you're here to be a shining light, give and receive love. Oh, so I'm going for my dreams. Nothing's in my way. Carpe diem is my mantra. Practice kindness every day. I take time to connect. I take time to have fun. I want to know that I have used up every drop before my life is done. Yes, I shine. Yes, I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. You know, for too many years I hid my light, fearing I was too much and who I was just wasn't right. Then I heard this voice from within and up above saying, you're here to be a shining light, give and receive love. As a woman of power, a woman of grace, a life that I have lived in every wrinkle on my face. And I love myself so I can love you too. And I know when we're connected, there ain't nothing we can't do. So let's shine, let's all shine. Let's let our big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. I see you shine, yes you shine. I see your big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Let's all shine, let's all shine. Let's let our big, bright, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it.
Oh, that was fabulous.
Someone, isn't it? Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks.
man. Susan, you blow my mind.
That's good. In a good way, I hope. Yes.
In a good way.
Great way.
Yeah.
Great to be with you this morning.
Well, it's our pleasure. I mean, you just, I can't, I'm speechless.
Well, you know, it's all coming from above.
Ah, yeah.
As it is above, so it is here, right?
That's right.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yay.
She is attuned.
She is.
Tuned in.
Yeah. Tuned in and turned on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's right. So we invite you to join us on Zoom right after this, and we'll have some good conversations. There's a link coming up on the screen, and if you don't catch it there, it's on our website. And again, you can sign up to get our email so that you know what's going on. Who has something else they want to share before we benedict? You guys want to say anything?
Just great service. Great
It was.
music.
The music was fantastic.
Love the message.
Great service. Yes, the message was wonderful too. I'm going to go out right after this and let my light shine. I'm singing for my old folks and going to spread some joy that way. So
Yay.
that's what I'm up to today.
Cool. Thanks
Yay.
for the music.
That was wonderful.
That was wonderful, the service and the music, and what a way to start a day. So I'm wishing everybody a great day.
Yay.
And the affirmations and the sacred readings.
Yes. So just join me one more time by centering yourself, meaning going within and embracing the music that is within you and knowing that your life is a divine dance.
That's right.
And today we have danced together and we'll continue to dance together as each one of us goes into this week with the uplifted spirit, ready to shine the brilliance that is you and ready to make a difference in other people's lives. I bless each and every one of us, knowing that we are sacred and divine and everything in our life is in perfect order. For this and so much more, I'm eternally grateful. And together we say, and so it is.
Yes.
Have a wonderful week.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Bye.